So I'm here with Bilal, Donaire Senior Gym, Media Day. First and foremost, I saw a video on the internet, you speaking to the at-risk youth.
That's right.
Going into this fight, how important was it for you to kind of give back to your community and be involved in something that took you maybe out of the fighting?
Well, actually, I don't feel like that took me out of the fighting. You know, that's what I do it for. That's what I do it for. Not just the city of Oakland, but for all of the youth, especially the troubled youth. I mean, the ones that need our attention. You know, I was a troubled youth. So that's where I get the passion for fighting. You know, the fact that I even like to fight came from the fact that I was a troubled youth. You know, that's where fighting. This is where the fighting in me came from. I was just talking to somebody recently about how a lot of troubled youth or guys that think they're tough guys, they'll walk into a gym and say, "Let me fight. I can beat anybody." Because a lot of guys on the street got that street fighter mentality that I can beat anybody. Right? We've been beating everybody on the streets. So this mentality has just been my way of life. And so I identify with the troubled youth because I was a troubled youth. We're all one. So I do it for all of us, man. And all the money that I make, if ever I make a whole lot of money in boxing, I want to give it back to the youth. I want to build, community centers, and it's a revolutionary movement with me, man.
Okay. And how nice is it? You've had so much trials and tribulations to see that your neighborhood is supporting you in such a positive way.
Man, I can't describe how great that feels, man, to be embraced like that, because a lot of people, a lot of neighborhoods and communities, they don't respect you when you go positive. If you're not selling drugs, if you're not using drugs, if you're not partying with them, if you're not a statistic, then they don't respect you. It's like a parasitical mentality that kind of like hovers over the black communities, and I will say oppressed communities. It's not just about black. You got poor white communities, you got poor Latino communities, etc., all over the world, and it's the same type of stuff going on. It's like when somebody want to make a positive change or a positive stand, then the people rebel against them. So I mean, it feels great, man, and my neighborhood is behind me, man. It's a lot of positive people in my neighborhood. It's surprising. It could just be a divine thing, man. It could be God doing something and working with, the oppressed communities.
How nice does it feel to have your first Bay Area boxing match?
Oh man, I mean, look, like I said, man, this is at home. I'm coming off a loss, so I mean, it's every reason in the world for me to win and to look impressive in this fight. It's every reason in the world. I got no excuses, I got no excuses, man. I'm coming out and I'm gonna shine.
What's your training situation like right now? Are you working with anyone in particular?
Yeah, right now I'm working with Eddie Primetime Croft, real crafty coach. From the moment I first worked with him, I liked all the little tricks and techniques and everything that he had to teach. And he's one of the trainers who Virgil Hunter vouched for as one who he really respects his style of training. And so that's who I've been working with, man. And you're going to see a whole lot of new stuff, new and improved stuff, man, coming out this next fight.
And do you know much about your opponent that you're fighting?
I know that he's coming to the slaughterhouse. I know that he's coming to the slaughterhouse, man. I mean, there's no other way really to put it. I mean, I watched a little clip of him fighting, and I'm never victimized by what I see in a clip, because he can come out fighting totally different. But he's delivering himself to a slaughterhouse. I don't care what he presents. I'm perfecting my craft, and I got every reason to win, like I said. So he better come prepared.
Last question. Last fight, you took on Mike Reed in his hometown, undefeated, highly ranked prospect, a lot more amateur experience than you, and the scorecards were kind of funny, and really it seemed like a much closer fight. Did that give you at least some vote of confidence that you can kind of face any type of test?
Well, like I said, man, much respect to Mike Reed. I don't want to take nothing away from his victory. I do feel like he won the fight, and I won't take nothing away from him. He was much better than I expected. And like I said, the night of the fight and after that, I wish him a world of success. I hope he get the belt. And You know, he's undefeated. He got a lot of knockouts. He's a good fighter. However, I do feel like if the fight was over here in the Bay Area, they would have ruled it maybe a draw or far closer than what they had it. I mean, so and I do have a chip on my shoulder behind that. You know, I do want my rematch with Mike Reed eventually. He didn't really do a whole lot to really win so convincingly. I was never hurt throughout the whole fight. And I've corrected my mistakes since then, and I look forward to that opportunity to get back in there and dance around the ring with him again, you know?
Okay.